You're just in time. Quick, get behind your bench.
And welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Call of Cthulhu, and we are just going to go around and say hi real quick. So, and for that joke, we are going to start with Sage Ophelia.
Hi, I'm Sage Ophelia. You can find me on Twitter at Sage Ophelia. If you guys are really nice, I'll share the same joke that I just shared with everybody else. Today I'm playing Maria Santiago, and I might get shot. I'm at the point where I think, it might be my future based off of other people.
I'm not going to shoot you.
We'll see.
Such optimism. And we're going to hop down to the lovely Paige. Hello, Paige.
Hello, everybody. I am Paige. I am playing Idris again. I don't think she's going to be shot, but maybe I'm just willing that into existence. Who knows? Maybe I'll get shot.
Everyone is starting this off so positively. And then we're going to hop over to the lovely Nassim on Nazgul.
Yeah, I'm Nassim, and I'm playing Bo Franklin Veed, and I'm definitely getting shot, and I just might shoot one of you.
I think Bo is so done after the last episode, so yeah. Then we're going to hop over to the lovely Atomic Firebird. Oh, hi, Britt.
Hi, I'm Britt, and I'm playing Theodore Atkinson, Professor, who could never possibly get shot. That would never happen. No, everything's going to turn out great.
Yep, sorry, my cat's doing weird stuff. Other than that, last but certainly not least, hi, Mal.
Hi, I'm Mal Hadale. You can find me at Mal Hadale on Twitter, I think. How does this work? I'm playing Edward Wells. He's a very nervous guy, and he might be doing shooting and getting shot himself.
Perfect, thank you. I feel like this whole team is nervous, so we'll jump straight into it. So last week we had a few encounters back at the hotel trying to figure out what was real and what was not. And Bo decided to break into Idris's, Maria, and Edward's room to find what the hell this thing was that so many weird spectral forms had come to them and asked them to give something back. And he found this small statue of Anubis. And soon after deciding that they would all leave together, out of nowhere, somewhere, they were gifted camels. which they thought was absolutely fine. And as they rode these camels through the desert, they saw other groups of people, in fact, very similar to themselves. The exact same camels, exact same horses. The exact same camels, the exact same features. I don't know why that, yeah. And realized it was themselves, almost in like a reflection. And there were a lot of guns pointed at each other. And that's where we left it, as a huge sandstorm, the sort of wall of sand started coming towards them over the dunes. What would you like to do?
Grab Charlie.
You also have guns out as well, so just so you're aware.
Yeah, I grab my sweet little baby child from my camel. Certainly.
The wall of sand is in front of us or behind us?
It's coming from in front. It's like just as far as the eye can see, all the way along this dune, as you can see it just thundering towards you.
Is it in between us and the other us?
No, if anything, you can see that the other us is on the same path.
Okay, so, all right. Okay.
I want to talk to the statue. And like, hey, you little asshole, we're here because you dragged us out here. Do something about this. What do we do?
And you hear that swirl of the wind, almost as this rush, as this effectively tidal wave of sand comes rushing towards all of you.
I'd like to put my my shirt over my face and breathe through it like that. Probably gonna holler at everyone else to, you know, do the same thing.
I'll see that and I'll whip today's fresh handkerchief out of the pocket.
Aiden, seeing this, tries to do exactly the same and covers his mouth as well.
I take out a golden silky neckerchief and tie it around my face.
Yeah, I grab one too. Y'all, should we hold hands? I think we're about to lose each other. And I'm like, try to like kind of see if anyone wants to grab each other.
I think the question is, should we hold hands with each other or with the camels?
Good point.
Anyone have rope?
There are reins on these camels, is what I can give you. But I will also point out, this is moving towards you at an alarming rate. You have about 40 seconds until this hits.
Okay, real fast. Each person in between one camel, one hand on each rein, okay?
Sounds good. And I tightly tuck away the little bust of Anubis into my pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put the backpack that I have with Charlie on my front and like just shove him in and go, let's take a deep breath and shove him in and hold on.
How about Edward and Theodore? What are you both doing?
Well, I was told by Marina what to do, so I follow her instructions, all the while trying to like wrap my tie around my nose and mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll listen. I'll grab the reins, but it does make it very hard to hold my handkerchief up. So I'm probably gonna like half-heartedly only hold like one rein and handkerchief.
Okay. You do this just in the nick of time as you feel this wall of sand hit. And it's like a force as this strikes you. And you can feel the granules of the sand. They hurt. They're like peppering you from every inch that isn't covered. You can even feel it through whether you've got a scarf, a tie, or a handkerchief as you feel it through this. And your vision just becomes an orange blur. As this force hits you, I need you all to make a sleight of hand check to hold on to these reins. Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Maria, you had this idea. You were the one who managed to get a grip first, and you can stay. You sort of wrap your wrists within these reins, and you manage to hold on as much as this hurts. It feels almost like a burning sensation, like sunburn hitting your skin. And the rest of you, you can feel yourselves either fall back and fall over, or you lose those reins. You can reach out and try and grab them, but your vision is nothing but a blur as you see the reins or feel them, as well as the camels disappear from your sight and your hands.
I think I'm gonna spend 4 luck to make my make my roll.
Okay.
That's all right.
Let's have a look. Yeah. You can make your roll. How do you hold on as you sort of stumble? How do you manage to get back to holding these reins?
I think with just maybe blind luck, reach out and go like this, and I feel them. Maybe just get a hold on them.
You feel the camel before you feel the rein, and you sort of make your way along to it and manage to secure yourself tightly. As this keeps on pounding against you, and you realize this isn't going to stop anytime soon. Would any of you like to do anything in particular?
I want to take off my little linen sports coat that I have on and put it over my face because it's just thin enough where if I could see through it, it's more just like outlines of people and probably my camel. But yeah, I've probably let go of the reins by now, and I'm just covering my face in this thing so I can at least keep my eyes open and like try and widen my eyeballs and see where people are.
Okay. And how about Edward? What's Edward doing?
Trying to think. Would he have any training for situations like this from being in the military, maybe?
If you've been in the military, you probably would have been on some of these. You probably would have faced something like this before, maybe a bit milder. Could you roll me a... You can either roll... Let's do a history, or... Is there something you think you would use, like navigate, or even natural world, if you want to roll one of those?
Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to use either navigate or natural world, because they're slightly better. Oh.
Oh, yeah, you remember, in fact, there was a storm once, and you were caught in it, and you remember your companions yelling out in the sandstorm to tell you exactly what to do. And the first thing that happened was that they all dropped to the ground, and if they had a jacket or anything, it went straight over the top of them. And if it didn't, you were effectively just digging just that little bit. Even though the sand is very loose and not holding much form, you sort of managed to lay down and put your arms up as a block to protect your face.
Okay, so I drop, and as I drop, I'm yelling those things out to everyone else. All right, everyone drop to the sand. If you've got a coat, cover your face. Dig yourself a berm. Block as much of the sand as you can, and we have to just sit here and wait it out.
And you can all hear that. You're not very far apart.
Oh, I do it.
How long have... Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Good.
I was just wondering how long we'd been riding before this sandstorm came.
Hours and hours. It was almost a whole day.
I want to try to... Could I sort of hear where that came from Edward?
Make a listen check.
Goodness gracious. I'm not good at listening.
Yeah, if anything, you just about make out the words, but that sand rushing past your ears, it's like a booming sound almost with this wind.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like so have the reins kind of move the camels to be like in front, kind of, and like kind of pull them down with me, and pull them down with me. And I don't have a jacket, so still like having my my
And you can do this as you pull these two camels down. They seem to actually themselves to drop. To drop to the floor as they fold themselves down, sort of ducking down themselves, and you can almost use them as a barrier, sitting against them.
and feeling that I'll holler out, come towards me and you can hide behind the camels. It might be a little bit better than the shirt idea.
Poor Edward.
Yeah, I'm probably already next to you, if not on one of the camels that you dragged down as well. So I'm saying, yeah, I'm right here, everyone. Follow our voices if you can hear us. And I'm like waving my arms.
I feel like since I failed so hard, I can't hear anyone, I assume, and I'm just like trying to hold on to the handkerchief with dear life, so I don't have to breathe in sand.
Teddy, where are you?
Could you make a spot hidden check, please, Theodore?
Oh.
Okay. So through the sand, it seems to calm down a little bit, but it's still just that much of a blur. It's an absolute, complete blur. But you see a figure ahead of you, and you hear Aiden's voice, just like, but it's very muffled. You assume he's probably still got his handkerchief over his mouth as well, and you just hear that muffled sort of yelling, but not really making any sense as they start to walk away from you.
Can everybody hear that, or is that just Profe Teddy?
This is just Prof Teddy.
So I lost my one hand on the rein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try to get low and just kind of try to fumble my way towards the sound.
Yeah. Okay. Are you keeping like your eyes closed, or are you having your eyes open or shielding them or anything like that?
Let me see. No, I guess they're not closed. I do have glasses on, but that probably doesn't really help me all that much. They're probably getting scratched. No, I'm just kind of like ducking my head and kind of like crawling towards the like it's really awkward. He's got this like probably incorrect assumption that like if he makes himself smaller, then there's less surface area for him to get attacked by the sand with, and he might have an easier time moving. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe he doesn't know. He's trying.
You can shuffle forward sort of with one arm, still keeping your face as much as you can covered by this handkerchief, with your head down, sort of wincing probably with the amount of sand that's coming through. And as you reach out, your hand reaches something cold, like marble, stone.
I'm just gonna hold it.
As you go to try and hold it, you realize it's a really flat surface and it keeps going. Like a walkway or a floor or something like that.
I'm just gonna crawl over to it.
The sand stops completely. You look up. You're in the British Museum.
Well, that's not right.
And again, you hear that muffled sort of Aiden as he walks down a long corridor through one of the showrooms and off to the left.
Aiden? Bo?
There is no reply.
Do I have any sand on me at all?
You can see the tiniest bit on your shoulder, but that's it. And these are huge marble floors, huge towering ceilings. You see a balcony to one side that looks down into the main hall of the British Museum. And all around you, you see artifacts of many different eras.
This is a mirage. I have been informed. Close my eyes. Aiden?
Somewhere in the distance you hear, Professor?
Aiden!
Professor! But you can't see him in front of you.
Do you see a museum or something else?
Yes, Professor.
To the museum or to the something else?
The museum? What's the something else?
I don't know. Whatever people would see as a mirage. Like a nice, pretty oasis.
A mirage?
Correct.
Why would there be a mirage in the British Museum?
Well, no, the mirage is of the British Museum, and I'm assuming that we're both seeing the same one because it was one of the most recent places that we went to.
Okay, Professor, you're really confusing me right now. And could you make a listen check for me, please?
Great. Fail.
Welcome to the academy. Please
You
take
can't
your seats.
see Aiden. The most you can hear are footsteps coming from the wherever below where the balcony is, and you know that's the sort of the main hall of it all. Professor, you should really get down here.
So the camels?
What?
Alright, you're a mirage too. I didn't know you could get auditory mirages. That's interesting. I need to write that one down, but I
You're gonna have to speak up a bit, Professor.
don't think Nope, I lost my pen in the storm. So I'll put a pin in that one for the old brain book. Bo! Monkey lady! Leather lady who keeps calling me Teddy. Wet gentleman.
There is no response. Professor, your expertise are needed.
Well, that can't be right. Well, this is weird. And he will go to where Aiden's voice is.
And you can see Aiden still stood with his back to you in the main hall. You can see the huge marble steps leading down. And he stays there, almost unmoving, back to you. The artifacts have arrived.
What artifacts?
The Egyptian ones, the ones we just had shipped in from Cairo.
None of them have anything to do with Anubis, right?
No, that was last year's exhibition.
Oh, thank goodness. How about the moon? No, a moon. A moon.
No. Nothing about a moon.
I mean, it's fine, because you're not real anyway. Or else you'd know about the camels.
What? Like, again, you hear that cry back up, but as you hear the dynamic sort of tone of his voice, he does stay completely still.
Yes, because, you know, you're not moving. Just... It's fine. I'm going to turn around. Walk back out into that sandstorm, because this doesn't make sense. I'm gonna just turn around, handkerchief back over my face, and just try to walk back where I came.
Yeah, you walk back in the same direction and you open a door. Back into a corridor. A lovely marble corridor where Aiden stands. Well, finally!
Don't think I like Egypt.
Well, we've got to do this anyway, so you may as well come and help.
Perhaps this is a dream instead. Perhaps I got knocked out by a flying camel.
Are you okay, Professor?
Emphatically not, but you know, you know.
Because they're opening the doors soon. There's already some guests here.
Well, I can't wait to see how that plays out. All right.
Just visitors, but you know. Are you coming?
Sure. Yes.
Follow me. And as he walks, you see a trail of breadcrumbs drop out of his pocket.
Yes, of course I'm going to dream some insane Hansel and Gretel situation while I'm back in the British Museum. I hate the British Museum. Whenever I'm here, I start accidentally picking up their damn accents, and I hate it. Yes, who's here?
And you start to walk down some of these steps, and you notice one of Aiden's hands are in his pockets, and they seem to be crumbling up breadsticks, which is where these crumbs are coming from. But you
That makes
hear
perfect
that.
sense, because that's what Monkey Lady... No, that was the other one that was calling you breadstick boy. Yes. No, I need to learn their names.
You hear that crunch of this never-ending breadstick as it goes down the stairs. Basically, the never-ending breadstick. As you walk down into this hall that is now full of people, of visitors, families, and things like that, looking at all of these Egyptian artifacts. See, Professor? They're already here.
Great, and my mother's going to be there, and then very soon I'm going to be down to my knickers. That's exactly what happens in dreams. Hello, everyone.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Right. Okay. As you walk past, you see people, visitors, sort of dressed up rather smartly. In fact, you see a woman and her son walking past some of these big glass cases. He looks a bit scared, sort of intimidated by some of the things that are around. It's mainly canopic jars. There's a lot of statues and things like that sort of dotted around. And you hear the mum sort of, as the kid stops and stares at one of the glass cases, you see his eyes sort of widen more. You're not sure out of fascination or just sort of weird. She's like, come on, Timmy. You need to go.
Maybe. And remember, don't steal anything, because then you get perfectly innocent people stuck in a sandstorm having ridiculous dream mirages.
And the mother looks at you. She's like, come on. And sort of ushers him away from the crazy man that's walked in.
Yes, that is. I'm the crazy man.
And looks up at these cases. It's like, well, we need to, you know, put most of the labels and things like that on these. We haven't sort of sorted it all yet. We've got the huge Anubis statue over there. That's the only thing we've got Anubis-wise, but otherwise, the rest of it's just pretty standard.
All right, give me a label. Sure. Please don't steal me, watery man. Smack. Can I wake up now? That'd be great. This isn't funny.
Are you sure you're okay?
I said no. Why do you keep asking me that when the answer remains no?
Well,
Fake Aiden.
what can we do to make you feel better? Yes, what can we do? And you realize as you turn around that there's another Aiden behind you.
Well, why don't you label everything? You know I'm going to make you do it anyway. And then, if this is a dream, perhaps more of that very nice alcohol, and then perhaps Bo back. That would be nice, because this is very disconcerting.
Who's
or
Bo?
I would like to wake up. Bo is a very pretty actor.
Are you into pretty actors? I don't really understand.
I don't know. It's a dream, so I can say these things.
Okay. Fine, I'll go label it. And Aiden walks over to go and label all these sarcophagi.
I'd like to wake up. Well,
Everyone in the room around you has stopped. And they're all looking directly at you.
I'm gonna look down and see if I still have my clothes on.
You still have your clothes on.
Alright.
And they take a step closer. And a step closer. Just very slowly, but all in time and all in sync.
Lovely.
They tip their head. And one of them reaches out with their hand and grabs your arm. And you feel a searing burn, almost like a branding, as it burns through your sleeve.
What do you do?
It lets go.
Why?
You look down and there is a symbol. Like a staff. Like a crooked top. Just a slant and a claw type hook at the end. Very simple.
It's very specific injury. Dream.
And you hear Aiden from the other side of the room with this labeling thing out. I was like, what do you want to call these? Like, do they need individual names, or are we just grouping them together as the Screaming Mummies?
I don't know. What was the name of that dog?
And as you blink, he's in front of you.
Yeah.
And puts a finger to his lips. Don't speak, or the sand will get in. And he just sort of pushes you backwards. And you fall on soft ground. Idris, you can hear Charlie making sounds. You're not too sure if they're definitely sort of uncomfortable sounds, more that he's not being let out of the bag rather than that there's sand getting into the bag. So it's just sort of like you can feel the bag sort of really rustling around as he tries to get out, not understanding fully what goes on.
Like, Gerald, just stay there, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, has it head count, everyone? Who are we missing? As I'm yelling into the sands.
You yell into the sands in the middle of this wall of sand. You see a door open. Stand alone, no wall, no nothing. and a waiter in a white jacket steps through with a tray of drinks. Dinner is being served. Please, this way.
Is anyone else seeing this? As I'm screaming into these hands, hoping someone else sees this.
No one hears anything. Please. We don't want dinner to get cold.
As I like hold Charlie in this bag, like strapped to my front like a baby carrier, I'm gonna like kind of crawl towards it in the sands and get to the door.
There we go. As the door sort of opens, he sort of leads you through, sort of helping you, as if helping you through the sand, and closes it behind you. There we go. Much better. And you step out onto the sort of the deck of the Lady Nile. Right, if you would follow me, we can take you for dinner. Champagne? Or tequila?
Am I dead?
I'm sorry, what?
I think I'm dead. Is this like heaven, hell, or purgatory?
This is the Lady Nile.
All right, based on my last interactions on this boat, I believe this is hell. Okay, well then, tequila it is.
Tequila. And he starts to lead you towards the bar you so recognize. And that barman stood there polishing a glass. Good evening. Tequila, was it?
Yes, sir. Please, thank you.
And he just starts to pour this tequila in a very tall glass, not like a shot glass, just keeps on pouring. And pushes it forward. Tequila.
Thank you. Now, what did you do to get on down here?
I work here.
You gotta work in hell. That's one way to do it. Okay. You must have done something real bad.
Well, no, the pay isn't great, but the sun's good.
Yeah, I've been told it's warm. Yeah, it's not too bad. Thanks for the whiskey or tequila.
Cheers, as he produces a glass almost identical and just poof, back.
Ooh. All right, cheers. And I just like slam it back.
I need you to roll a sanity check for me, please.
Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry, one moment. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Oh, I didn't like that. Can you please lose just one sanity on this one as you throw back this tequila? And as you do, you can taste that tequila as it hits your tongue, as that sort of burn at the back of the throat. But as it starts to run down the back of your throat, it's sand.
Oh,
and you
God.
feel like you're choking as he then takes your glass away and starts to top up the bottle with this tequila, which he just pours sand into the glass.
Man, you're mean. Oh, God. Why would you fill it sand? You could at least give me cheap tequila. That would have been, like, mean, but not as bad.
I thought you said this was hell.
Yeah, but, you know, it's my first day. Come on.
Then have another. And he pushes the glass towards you.
No, sir, I don't think so. You can have that one.
Charlie is gone.
Is that like something he tells me, or is it a realization?
Both.
I look down towards my backpack that I was baby carrying him in. I like, if it's there, I open it up and go, Charlie? Charlie? What'd you do, Charlie?
And he just tips his head to look at you. You can go home if you want.
I don't really have a home. You understand?
Your
So-
first home.
No, I don't think so. I think I'd stay here. Thank you. Charlie was too good for this place. I'll stick around though.
And there's a smile. Then welcome aboard the Lady Nile.
Okay. You know what? This was a little something at first, but this is not what I was expecting when I was gonna die. I was expecting maybe I go to heaven. If not, where's the brimstone?
You're not in hell.
Then where am I?
On the Lady Nile.
That crashed and burned. What do you mean? I accidentally lit it on fire.
You did. And you hear like that same crash as the engine of the Lady Nile stops.
Oh no. This again. And I look around to see where I was sitting prior when this happened.
He looks. You see the barman look down that corridor. He's done it again. And you see you sat at the table along with Maria and Bo and Theodore and Edward, who looks pretty soggy right now, sat round a table. As you all jump up. What was that?
Oh Lord, you're making me relive this again. And who was he? Who did this?
Just looks down the corridor. He's coming. And you see the lights start to shut out once again, like they did before. Just that 1, 2, 3. Each one blocks out. And I need you to make a spot hidden check for me, please. At the end of the corridor, at the end of this, balcony on the side of the boat, you see a shadowed figure walking, and as it does, these lights go out. This figure is at least 8 foot tall. Limbs too long, fingers too long, and you hear that thud, thud. It's these huge feet, huge footsteps walk down this balcony.
And I'm gonna reach for where my gun was and hope it's still there.
You can pull out your gun, and that Anubis statuette is in your hand in its place.
Oh shit. And I look back to the table where we were and to see if Ed is still there, Edward.
There is no one there. There is a waiter sat in your seat as he watches this scene unfold. As you hear it first, those footsteps just get faster and faster as they start sprinting towards you, this creature, this person.
I start talking to the section okay, you all right? I'll get you back. Just get me out of here. I don't know what that thing is. Just come on. I start rubbing it like a lamp, hoping that it'll work.
As you do, and don't move, this force hits you and strikes you, and you actually get sent down about 3-4 meters as you skid along this sort of newly varnished decking, and everything goes completely dark, and you can hear those footsteps again though, as it's walking closer to you, but you can't quite hear from what direction until you hear the breathing. And in fact, you feel the breathing before you hear it. And there's a spotlight just flicks on that doof by the table where that waiter stands. He's feeding Charlie grapes. As you see that red start to pool across his chest. And then you hear the sandstorm again. And we're gonna hop over to Bo. Bo, you're underneath this coat as you've ducked down, as you've made your way towards the camels, and you can feel the weight of this sand settling on you as you hit. You can't, it's nowhere near your eyes, it's nowhere near your mouth, but you can feel that light weight of it pressing down as it's settling. And you hear a familiar voice. Get up now. Stop misbehaving, get up. And your coat is thrown off of you. And you're in your childhood bedroom. And there is a tall woman stood there, tapping her foot. What are you doing?
What? How? Did I hit my head? Is this my room?
Are you... Stand up.
You're not here. No, I'm not standing up. I'm sitting down.
Stop being childish. Stand up. As your mother glares down at you.
Make me.
She walks over to you, and you feel this hand come around the back of your neck, and you are lifted off the ground.
Am I in my little child body?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm up. And I try to push her away from me.
And she stops, lets go. And looking at her frame, looking at herself, she shouldn't be able to lift you up. Bo, what does your mother look like?
She is a little worryingly thin. Not looking in the best of shape, so it is very frightening that she could lift me up at all. She's very tall but very frail, kind of ratty long hair, and not the best clothes. It's probably clothes from like 10 years ago. Doesn't spend a lot on the way she's dressed or anything like that. But she's very young, but she doesn't look it. She looks about 10 years older than her actual age.
As she looks you up and down, what are you wearing?
Wearing my own damn clothes that I bought for myself. What's it to you?
And she slaps you across the face. How dare you have a curse word in this house?
He tries to get out of the room. I want to walk away. I want to leave this room.
Yeah? You sort of walk just towards the bedroom door and throw it open.
Mm-hmm.
You throw it open, and as you do, you are met with your mother's face. The other side says, "Where are you going?" I said, where did you get the clothes from? And don't lie. You get the feeling she doesn't see adult you in front of her.
Without helping it, he kind of reverts back to his childhood memory and says, they're mine, and you can't take them to give them to your boyfriend's kids.
And she leans down, and suddenly she is taller than you. And there's a creak in her limbs as she leans down. I don't think that's your choice.
Where's my
Follow.
brother?
And there's a smile. Never you mind. And she turns and starts to walk away down the corridor. Down the corridor you know so well as part of your house. And as she moves, you see a symbol almost burnt onto the wall behind her. The staff with the crooked top and almost like a claw at the bottom.
I go to touch it.
As you do, you just feel heat, as if it had just been burnt. You can see the embers just glowing.
Hmm. I'm gonna go back into my room and like search it intensely to see if I find that staff thingy or like any of my childhood weapons / toys, like my slingshot and my BB gun.
Yeah. Look for a spot hidden check for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah. You find whatever you want. You find these toys that you used to have. The ones you used to play with every day. All in the same place that you left them.
And no staff? Do I find the staff?
There is no staff.
Okay. I have my slingshot tucked into my pants in the front, my BB gun in my back pocket, and I'm gonna... No, actually, I take it out, and I get into my old, like, we're playing cops and mobs.
You sort of... You heading out the door for that? Or...
Yeah. Going back into the hallway and trying to explore.
Yeah, you can sort of... You feel very much like your childhood self at this point. Like when you used to play with your brother, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of dash about this hallway and have a look around each corner. And you know this house as you move around it. And you can see your brother at the end of the hallway, just sat down. He's got some toys around him himself. And you can see your mother yelling at him, scolding him for something he's done. Just hear, "What is this? What is it?" As she sort of scoops up some, what looks like paint, and storms out into another room.
I go up to my brother and I sit down next to him. I go, "Hey, Danny, don't listen to her. She's probably on something again. Are you okay?"
He looks at you, just stares blankly, and he looks back up at the wall, and he's painted this staff with a crook at the top and that claw at the bottom.
Danny, where'd you see this?
I didn't do it.
That's fine. I know you didn't. But where have you seen it before?
I haven't.
You just made it up?
I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
They did it.
And like points And on the wall opposite, you see these letters starting to appear by an invisible painted hand.
See? It wasn't me.
I pick him up. I wanna hold on to him and keep him close to me.
Yeah, he lets you pick him up.
See?
What can I? There are English letters?
Oh, they're English letters.
What's it spelling out?
Knock, knock. And suddenly there is a bang on the door behind you.
I give Danny my BB gun and I tell him to shoot at anything that comes towards us, okay?
Okay.
And he takes it. You've shown him how to use it.
And I knock back on the door.
There is no response. Just another 3 knocks.
All right. I'm gonna be brave. Right, Danny?
And Danny looks at you and leans in close where you're holding him. And by your ears, you just hear him say, knock, knock. And the door flies open. And now we're going to hop over to Edward. Edward, you've been in this position that you know is right. This is, you've been told how to do this. You feel very confident in how you do this. Are you moving at all, or are you literally staying put?
I'm staying put.
Yeah. And you stay there for what feels like hours, and you can hear that sand like rushing past your ears, but you've managed to sort of keep your head safe and your face safe, and you can feel that sand piling up on you until you don't feel it so much anymore. Like the wind has calmed down, the sand has calmed down, and it stops.
If I think everything's stopped, I start to dig my way out of the sand.
Yeah, it sort of falls off you quite easily. There's a lot of it, but because it's so almost like soft, you sort of push yourself up and it just drops around you, and you feel that hot sun as you sit effectively in this desert, in these dunes.
Can I see the shape of anyone else nearby?
You are on your own in these dunes. You think you can see something half buried in the sand. Looks like it's made of stone. About 3 feet away, not very far away.
I will start to walk towards where I see the buried object, and as I go, I'm like, it's done. Where is everyone? It's clear.
And no one replies. In fact, you don't see anything around you. It's literally just orange. It's a fairly blue sky. That sun is beating down on you. And as you arrive at this thing in the sand, your foot almost kicks it as the Anubis statue lays there, half buried. You remember Bo was carrying it.
There's a long sigh and just, of course. And then he leans down to pick it up with one hand, and he starts digging around in the sand with the other. Bo, are you pushing on the sand? Bo?
As you sort of push away some of the sand, you can see where you took this statuette from. There is a hand in this sand that looked to be maybe it was gripping hold of the statue.
Does it look like Bo's hand?
How closely have you paid attention to Bo's hand?
Probably not very.
And you don't know whose hand this is.
Edward will start digging out around the hand to try and figure out who it is.
Yeah, you sort of dig around and you can see a sleeve. You see that sort of sandy colored sleeve. And as you dig further and further around, you recognize this uniform. And you brush more sand away and you touch a face. And as you brush it away further, Thomas stares back at you.
Fuck, no, 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 no. And he starts shoving the sand. He's just, no, 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 no. And he stands up when he's done burying it, and he pulls out his gun, and he stands there with the gun pointed at it.
Could you please make a sanity check for me, Edward? Okay. Oh god, I'm sorry, Edward, I swear. This is every time you do it. You lose 4 sanity damage. What is your sanity now?
39!
Oh my god, okay. And as you shakily point this gun at this reburied Thomas that you have very quickly started to cover up again, you see the fingers curl and open as you see him start to rise up out of the sand, this sand pouring off of his head, his shoulders, around this coat.
I empty the 9mm at him.
Right. Fire for me, please. You fire at him. You fire at him lots of times as he stands. He takes each hit, and he keeps walking towards you. You recognize that uniform. And he holds a hand out to you. Come on. We're comrades.
Sure, yep, okay. And he's not gonna touch him, but he walks back, like makes as if to follow.
And he takes a couple of steps back. Follow.
Sure, Tom.
And he turns and starts to walk away.
I want to keep him like 5 paces away, but I will follow.
And you walk. You walk for a very, very long time. And you hear him whistling. A song that maybe would have passed your own lips whilst your time serving. So you hear him whistle that same tune. And he stops. And holds out a hand again. Follow closer.
Okay. I will move 2 steps closer.
And he smiles. Thank you. And the sand beneath your feet starts to pour downwards, sort of if it's caving in.
Edward starts to scrabble at the sand as soon as he gets too deep and tries to stop himself from falling into whatever it is.
Yeah. Roll a. Oh, I'm gonna say you have a choice of sleight of hand, natural world, or even I'll throw stealth in. You can throw stealth to see how you can do it.
Okay. Thank you. Finally.
You've actually got us. I'm so proud. And you scrabble and you scrabble and you. Oh, hello, raiders. We're here for some spooks. You scrabble and scrabble through the sand, and for a long time, you feel that sand, that hot sand running through your fingers as you try and claw at it. And as you get to here, you feel yourself just lock onto something. You sort of just finally get that grip, and you can start clawing your way out of this sand dune type mess. As Tom looks down at you and just shakes his head and tuts. Don't be a deserter now.
Edward starts laughing. Deserter in the desert. Of course you would.
And he leans down very, very close to your face. It's not funny, Edward.
Shakily just, oh, okay, it's not funny.
And he sort of, almost you notice with his body language itself, he starts to sort of twist and turn almost like a snake. When a snake is watching someone as he maneuvers around you.
Everything okay there?
And there's a smile. As you feel something grip your leg and your wrist and your other wrist, and something grips around your chest, almost snake-like, you're not too sure, but it's wrapping you up and it's tugging. It's not funny, Edward. And then in a split second, you feel this thing pull you beneath the sand. And then we're going to hop over to it. Unless, what is there, Edward?
I will, in the split second I've given, I take a deep breath and hold it, assuming I'm going under the sand.
Yeah, you can take that breath. But otherwise, we're going to hop over to Maria. And Maria, you are sat by these camels. And you have managed to, like, keep yourself pretty resistant to all of this right now. And you're doing a pretty good job of it as you feel that sand sort of, again, beating against you. And you see a figure walking towards you. Again, hunched over, looks like they've got a big coat sort of around themselves, wrapped up. And they walk closer and closer until they sit down next to you, right next to you, propped up against the camel.
Olaf? How are you here?
It's a bit, and you've sort of brushed the sand off.
Maria kind of like lifts the skirt over her face and is like, who are you? And how are you here?
And he turns with the jacket and he goes, I've been looking for you everywhere. You're face to face with your husband.
Maria like promptly the skirt down. You shouldn't have come here. It's
Why not? You shouldn't have left.
No, I should have left. You should have No, you should not have come here. You should have gone on and done anything else.
We're going home.
No, you're going home. I'm staying. These people need me. They're going to die if I'm not here.
What
You're
people?
fine.
What people? And you sort of realize there's no sandstorm at all. And there's no camels. There's nothing.
It's the people in my head. Yeah, I'm crazy. Like, you don't want to be with me. I'm crazy. I have to be here for the crazy people. I imagine they come after me and then they'll stop and the mirrors they shatter and it's no good to be with me. You go home. You find yourself a new wife, a new life.
He reaches out and grips your arm. Not hard, just grips it. You're coming home. Now. And he stands, pulling you up to your feet.
Do
you know what you've done by leaving?
No. It's better for you, I think. Isn't it?
And he leans very, very close to your face. No. No, it's not. We go home now.
Why is it no better?
I will decide if it's better or not.
Well, see, but you want things I cannot give you, okay? And you
are my wife. I miss you, so you come home.
But your familia, they don't understand.
I don't care about that.
You don't?
No. Why would I care about that?
Well, it's your family.
You are my wife. Therefore, you are my family.
Okay. We can go.
So you'll come?
If you don't care, I can give you what you need. Or if you think it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
And he looks at you for a moment, sort of confusion, but still not too sure. Thank you for my reroll, Tia. As he leans forward again, holding out a hand very close to your face. Take my hand, and we can go home. And be happy. And you don't have to talk to my family ever again.
Is this real?
No. But are you happy?
Am I happy?
It could be real. It's in your head anyway.
See, what is reality? But you see in your head, see? But I think, real or no, I can't. I want to, but I think there's a curse. And even if it's real what you say, and even if I've been dreaming, I'm not really in the desert, and Prophet Eddie and Idris and the soggy guy and Bo, if they're all not real.
Do they mean more to you than me?
I think they need me more than you. You mean the world to me. You're my mundo. You're my star in the sky, but you don't need anything from me.
And again tips his head to the side. You could have been happy. And now you will follow them into darkness.
Yes. So maybe you'll be happy.
You're going to find the wars. And then you won't be happy. And he puts the coat over his head again and walks back into the sandstorm as you can see it pick up again.
She reaches out and then pulls the skirt back over her face.
Do you reach out to grab him?
I reach out towards him, but like one of those where you're like, no.
And he disappears into the sandstorm.
Hunkers down.
Theodore, you can feel the weight of the sand on your back as you've been laying sort of ducked down. You can hear Aiden's voice. Professor! Professor! Like, and you feel an arm, sort of like a hand fall on your shoulder and start shit. Is that you? It is! Like, you feel like someone trying to dig you out of this sand. And you see Aiden sort of try and pull you up to your feet. And he's just like, Professor! You're alive! Thank God! I did not want to be stuck out here with them. You're okay.
Them being the museum people?
No, the scary ladies and Edward and Bo.
Oh,
I don't like Bo, but the scary ladies.
thank everything.
You okay?
Is my arm still burned?
No.
Okay. Oh,
What are you doing, Professor? The others, they're just over there, and the rest of
good.
you,
Yes.
you can, like, Idris, you hear Charlie squeaking as he's sort of jumping up and down on you as you're covered in sand. He's trying to dig you out, very tiny paws at a time, trying to find your face. And the same with Bo, and I keep almost reading Watery Man, and Maria, you can all sort of come round.
Oh, thank God.
Hello.
Is everybody okay?
What in the tarnation was that?
I need a pen. I need to write something down.
Oh, Professor, yeah. And he starts, like, playing around. And he pulls out a pen and holds it out to you. It's oh, sorry, don't mind the breadcrumbs.
Thank you. Take the pen, pull out his little, like, blue journal, flip it to a blank section, and start trying to draw from memory the thing that was burned into his arm, but he's doing it upside down because it was upside down to him. So, yeah.
What is this you're doing?
I saw a weird thing. I don't know if it's important, but I need to write it down while it's still in my head.
Where did you see it?
burned into my flesh.
Ah, it sounds like you had a good time in the sandstorm too.
Wait,
Sort of
what?
It's got like a hook.
Bo is just gonna immediately look for the bust of Anubis in his pack and see if it's still in there.
Still in there.
Pens filled with sand.
He's gonna keep it on him, like in his pocket, and then go over to Theo and hey, when you're done with that, Theo, I need to write something down too, so before I forget.
Sure. What do you do? Here.
And I sketch out the little staff with the hook on it.
Presumably, I'm handing you an opened up page of thing that has the staff with the hook, and I pass it over to you to. You can use this side if you want. Here.
Are you saying this is what you saw on your skin?
That. Yeah. Yes.
I saw that too.
Like that?
Yeah.
Probably not a good. Because, like, I think that there was actually, like. I think there was a piece.
Hey, stick around.
I'm missing something.
Teach you a few things.
Do you want to finish?
Sure. And I just draw out whatever I saw on the wall with the little hook end and the hatch.
Yeah, that's better.
Did you all experience something perchance?
Yes. I don't know.
Like, were you not here for a moment?
I don't know if I was not here or if I was asleep.
Okay. I thought I was dead.
I was still here, but I see someone who I know is not here. So
Okay. Do we have any water? Like, does anyone have a hold in their water anymore? I think we're all a little dehydrated. I hear if you don't drink enough water, it's kind of happen.
maybe there are some on the camels.
Can hear the camels. They do that sort of whine as they try to stand up again, and you can see water sort of skins to them, as well as sort of statues, not necessarily full with anything. There is some food in there, but not like lots of food.
I immediately just grab a skin of water and I just pound it.
Yeah, your throat as you drink this feels like something scraping out, like water after a very dry throat after the sand. It's like you can feel yourself washing the last bits of sand away.
Don't want to drink it too fast because then you might choke on because your body is right.
You know, I just choked on sand. I think I'd rather choke on water. At least it goes down correctly.
That's fine.
Mean old man gave me a whole glass of sand. I said it was tequila.
Those two look very different. You've drink enough, you understand. Or you should.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he was one of those magician folks, you know, where they just like do this thing and like the coin goes from this hand to this hand, but it's really the tequila goes from this bottle to this and sand goes here. It was just terrible. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And then something threw me 10 feet. It was awful.
Sounds awful, yeah.
Agnes, would you could I water share, please?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty here. Lee, you don't need to share. I thought you were one of those germaphobes. Here,
Oh, I thought that was the only one. Okay, yeah. No, then it's gone.
I rip off another one and give it to Professor Theodore.
Okay, so Idris, you go to hell. I see someone I know is not here. The rest of you, do you see something strange, or you go somewhere different, or it's just normal sand? It's important we be honest with each other because that thing, she points to the bust. It's like a bomb we're all trying to defuse and see if someone knows something and no share, it explode in our face.
I was doing a very, very boring museum job. There was a child. I told him not to steal things because then he would turn out like, Edward. And then someone touched me and burned this into my arm.
Did you see that before, or is?
And there were breadsticks. I think that one was
Aiden looks slightly embarrassed.
just part of my head, though. That part.
I'm sorry, Professor. Like, and he just sort of brushes some more.
Yeah. I was in my bedroom. And then I just want to look around and see if those mirroring images of people on camels are in the distance still.
Yeah, you can look around. They don't seem to be. They seem to be completely gone. You're now in this desert on your own.
Well, at least those camel people are gone. We're finally alone. Or maybe we're not. We're all losing our damn minds out here.
So the mirror is not the future, see?
No, mine was definitely the past. This was a job from many months ago.
Mine was also the past. I was, I said hell, but I was back on the boat. But it was kind of like hell because I fed the sand. I saw all of us at the table, and that thing, whatever was terrorizing the boat, like whoever it wasn't a human. It was a thing, and it threw me about 10 feet. It had big and had long fingers, and I don't really know what it was.
And Edward, you can probably sit up at this point, but you actually feel much deeper buried in the sand than when you first woke up, and you have to pull yourself up.
He just listens. He hears everyone talking, and he just sits where he is, and he just keeps saying, "It's not funny, Edward. It's not funny, Edward. It's not funny, Edward," to himself.
Well, this one's already completely lost his damn marbles.
And then he laughs. "It's not funny, Edward." Sorry, I got really loud there. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. But you do see this. You see Edward sort of losing it a little bit.
Edward. It's not funny, but
It's not funny.
it's okay if you laugh. It's a stress probably, and you can let it out. It's okay. Maybe not so loud. It's a case someone listens. Edward, you still have your gun. Maybe you should not have your gun right now.
Are you still buried, or are you trying to get up? Or are you frozen?
I think we may have lost Mal. May have lost Mal briefly.
I'm good on my end.
Oh, there you are.
I can hear you, and you're all good on my end.
Okay,
Am I
back.
full? I don't.
You're back. You're literally back this second. Okay, go on.
Okay.
So you are still buried?
I could still hear, and everything was fine. Pulled myself out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as all of you start to
He
recover,
out the Luger.
all of you start to... Could you all roll me a spot hidden check, actually, please? Okay. So, Theodore, I think you're very preoccupied right now. You're not really looking around, so to say. But the rest of you, it's like there's a glint of something in the distance. Not far in the distance, but like a glint, like the sun is reflected off of something.
Y'all see that?
See?
Hmm.
But I saw something and Bo saw something, but you all didn't see it.
No, I mean that. Like, it's shining over there. And, like, pointed out to Theodore.
Do you think this is real? Oh no.
One way to find out.
Just see, every time I see something strange and I go after it, it's only regret. So I don't know if it's so smart.
Yeah, is that the way we need to be going?
Oh right, that's my job. Starts flipping through, has to tuck the blue book away and pull out a different book and start looking around.
Yeah, you look, and it does seem to be the right direction, or at least a sideline to the right direction. It's not that far. It seems to be only 30 foot away, if that. It's like something in the sand is glinting, like reflecting off the sun.
I don't think it's that far off of our trajectory. I think we can go look. 'Cause, you know, we're going. We need to go that way. So that's.
Hey.
Maybe it's something fun. Maybe someone lost a nice fancy necklace or something.
See if we find something, we don't take, we just leave here, okay? We all agree?
Yeah, Edward, we're looking at you.
See?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay here.
And I'm gonna go over and dig.
You can look, and as you sort of move some sand away, it looks like the corner of something. And what's reflecting off the top, it's almost like a limestone. Something on the top.
Can I tell that's like a lot to dig away? Like, do I need to call for help?
This looks like a corner of something big.
All right, y'all, this is all hands on deck. Let's get on this and like start digging through.
You see Charlie scooping some sand away. It's not really making much of a difference, but he's doing it anyway. Is anyone else going to help?
Yeah, I'll go over and help her.
Eddie, you give me your gun and I will go to help, okay?
Yeah. And he hands over the 9mm.
Okay. Alright. I'm coming.
And you start to dig. Is Theodore going as well, or is Theodore hanging back?
He'll look at Edward and then look at how the ladies are all doing the digging and alright. And he'll go to help.
Yeah, you can follow Bo over there, and you all start to dig away. And the deeper you dig, it's quite stressful because where it's soft sand, some of it falls back into place very quickly. But this starts to get bigger and bigger, almost like a huge stone square block. As after a good amount of time, you reveal almost like a platform. And across this platform, you see lots and lots of tiny hieroglyphics, almost chiseled into the sides, the front, the top. But it's almost like you have emerged the top of something. You suspect this goes deep down. And as you look you can see what looks like a block that's been pushed in place. And Theodore and Bo, you recognize that symbol carved onto the front.
Start digging faster.
You reveal more and more. And this huge block in place is almost like, you suspect it was probably a doorway. You can see as it's like a keystone with something fixed into it to help pull it out, but it is very square.
Hey Theo, it's got that rod thing, that staff carved into it.
Indeed.
This is important.
I don't know what the hell it is, but someone wanted to show both of us, I guess. So we did it. It's here.
Is this
Desert.
where the statue goes, or?
I'll take out the statue, take out the cloth around it, put it on the little pedestal.
Nothing happens. This is a huge block. In fact, if anything, you could probably guess it's the top of a building.
I don't. This is probably a really stupid question considering my character. What do I need to roll to like see if I can read any of those hieroglyphics?
Probably a history check or something like that, maybe.
Cool. I probably shouldn't even try. Yeah. Oh, that was like the worst fail. Second fail.
On this, if anything, you look like a lot of the hieroglyphics aren't very clear, like they've been worn away with the storm and with the sand itself. But you can sort of run your hands over them, and as you do, you feel that dip in the rock in almost this perfectly chiseled square, which looks like it can move in and out with that carving of the staff on the top.
I mean, you're right. Something wanted to stop us and get us to pay attention to this symbol. It's clearly very obscure because I do not have a record of this in anything that I've read about this region. But nothing makes sense these days anyway. So
Is possible Breadstick Boy knows more, or?
Breadstick Boy?
Yes, you. Do you know what these mean? You seem smart.
I mean, if the professor doesn't know, I'm probably not gonna know.
Oh yeah, but Prophet Teddy, he has many things in his head. It's sometimes when you think so much, it's difficult to pick apart the small things. So maybe the more specific things you have, you know, the things you learned more recently. I'm sure Prophet Teddy studied this long time ago.
No, I don't actually really do hieroglyphics. However, architecture-wise, that looks like a door or something you can pull.
So, but I don't think we should be pulling it.
True, but that's all I can really help you with there.
Hmm. Teddy, you think we should open it or no? This door.
if you had asked me that 3 days ago, I probably would say no, we need to dig around some more and take copious amounts of notes. But now we're all dreaming strange things, and things are burned and not burned into my arm, but then now they're burned into my head, and you know what? Let's just do it. I mean,
Oh.
what really can happen that's any worse than us being stranded in the desert?
I'm with you there, Teddy.
Boat fires, anyway. Yes.
Okay, well, here's what I think, okay? Idris, she has monkey. Teddy, you are very nervous. No, in a bad way. You're also very smart. We don't want to risk the brain. And Bo, you have the statue, and Eddie, yeah. I will open the door. You all watch. It's okay.
Well, I mean, perhaps we should get Eddie. I mean, he does look very strong and capable, and he has a firearm.
You don't have it right now.
Did you lose it in the storm?
Oh no, I have it. It seemed not a good idea with him being crazy. To have a gun is really it's military 101. You don't give the crazy guy a gun. It's just not how you do it.
Aren't we all kind of crazy at this point, though?
I'm not crazy.
That's fair. You are handling this all very well, and you probably should be the one calling these shots, so I'm going to stop talking. Thank you, yes.
Yeah, see, until, I don't know, something crazy happens and I lose my mind and then I give the guns to you and then you're in charge, so...
I didn't know that would do... I didn't know. I lost a knife? I would know.
Then I give the guns to Idris and she in charge. Until she go crazy, and, well, if you have not succumbed to the voices, you're the last hope, I think. So...
Well,
okay.
You have a good head on your shoulders, it seems like. Proving that more and more as I tend to drift off to wherever the hell this place keeps dragging me. But go ahead. I've got your back.
Okay, well, if I die, this has not been fun, but it's been something, yeah?
It's been something.
Let's see. Open the door.
This is a stone door, and you can see a lever at the side, but it looks pretty stiff. So if anything, I will need you to roll a strength check.
Good. I'm ready for this. Shoot, can I reroll? Do I have a reroll? Does that exist?
You have a reroll.
Yeah, thanks, past person who gave me a reroll.
Yeah, on that second sort of, you sort of catch it first, and then you can hear like the stone grind against stone as this dust falls off it, and it doesn't open all the way, but it opens this tiny bit, enough to sort of slide and squeeze through into this dark tunnel, very sort of the same shape as the door or the block itself.
I look into the darkness. Is it totally dark? Can't see anything? Is there like...
It's pretty pitch black. This is stone.
God.
Like a stone tunnel.
Hand in the doorway.
You can feel how much cooler it is.
Kneel down. Is there sand on the floor inside?
A tiny bit, but it looks like just at the beginning, it looks like maybe where some of it is blown through. But you do feel a breeze, like there's air.
Okay, so this is a strange. So through the door is totally pitch black. I cannot see nothing. But there's air. It's cooler. There's no sand really on the floor, so probably is a good place to go crazy. I think it should not be this way. I think under the sand.
Yeah. I mean, does anyone have like a light source or a lighter anymore? Like, did anyone bring it with them?
I only bring my gun. I can shoot it in there, but I don't think it's a good idea.
I got a lighter.
You
I'll
have
toss it to you.
Okay.
and you can look in. And the lighter doesn't necessarily give you a lot of light, but you can see more hieroglyphics running down the side of the walls. Or they seem to be exactly the same as the ones outside. And you see that picture of that staff again and again, almost like referred to throughout maybe these sort of texts.
Can I roll a history on that staff and now that I'm actually looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Skip to those days at the
You do not recognize any of this, or at least make sense of it.
So I poke back out and say, there are lots of pictures on the walls, same as out here, with the is the big stick, and all over the walls, just as far as I can see. It's like a hallway, sort of.
Well, then that must be somewhere where we can find this thing. I'm gonna enter the building with you and take a look at these hieroglyphics.
Teddy, you maybe you grab Eddie and the camels. You ride them fine before. They listen to you.
Well, yes, but should we? Are we all going to go? Okay. Yes.
Well, anyone who doesn't want to be out here in the desert for another sandstorm to come and drive us crazy, I suggest we all go inside.
Okay. As Aiden sort of looks to the professor. We're going inside.
Man, I wish we had another light source. And like, did anyone perchance bring anything they don't mind lighting on fire?
Is there nothing on the camels, or?
There's rags effectively that you sat on, like there's blankets and things like that, but I wouldn't say there's like anything you can necessarily tie it to unless you have something you want to tie it to.
I mean, I can tear off my skirt, not all of it, but you know, I worry it will burn too quickly.
No, you're right. We don't have no oil. Well, I guess this is it. Everyone huddle.
This is the worst rock concerts.
As you enter this tunnel and Scooby-Doo it on your way down, you feel that there is a slight tilt in this tunnel, as if it's just going down. Not at a dramatic angle, just at a slight angle. And some of you have to duck as you sort of walk along. It's very wide, sort of wide, squarish sort of tunnel, but you do have to duck as you head down. And hieroglyphics line the floors, the ceilings, the walls.
Do they also go down, or are they like level and the floor is going down?
They go down as well.
Hey, Theo, can you read any of these little doodles?
I was still going to go get Edward. I wasn't sure if I'd gotten him yet.
You can go back and get Edward.
I think we would have waited for all the gang to get together. Let's all go crazy together for a change.
Theodore and Edward, you were the last to enter. If you step in, how do you step in?
Well, if I'm told what we're doing, I will dig out my flashlight from my bag.
I was going to ask if he had a light source. So yeah.
In fact, I might just bring my whole bag. It's got potentially useful things in it.
So are we tying the camels to each other outside?
The camels definitely will not fit in this tunnel. I'm just saying that now.
Yeah, I'll probably put out like whatever bowl of water for them that I assume came with the camels, and got them to all huddle and tie their reins together.
Yeah, you can do that. very easily. They sort of all settle down and sit down outside this entrance, this tunnel, and you can hear them. That camel noise you hear in every game and every film, that's what you hear as you head off down this tunnel.
Let's say, Alice, what is that? What is that camel noise?
Hey, I'm not making it.
Please, all I can hear is elk noises in my head. I can't conjure a camel noise. And those are two totally different noises.
Yeah. It's like the ones in Age of Empire, like the game Age of Empires. That's standard noise.
If I heard it right now, I could probably duplicate it better. That was just by memory.
I can't even remember. I can hear it, but I can't do it.
So, in that case, since Edward has a flashlight, then what Theodore is going to do is sort of like stand kind of behind Edward, but poking out a little bit, with a book out, and is trying to just look at these hieroglyphs that are inside, because presumably they're in better shape than the ones outside.
They're in much better shape than the ones outside. These don't seem to be as weather beaten. And again, you see that staff on the way down, sort of mixed in with the hieroglyphics, part of the text, not standalone.
Okay, so it's not like the text is all pointing towards this staff as like some thing. It's okay.
Are these like carved into the walls or drawn on the walls, painted?
These are all carved.
But
you do see the painted form sort of mixing in the further down you go.
Can I take some rubbings?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
Since I know I do have a reroll on deck, can I try to read any of these ones on the inside?
Yeah, roll anthropology or archaeology or something like that.
Sure. I'm rerolling.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's not too much luck.
That's okay.
I have pretty high language. Would that help me just try and get like an idea? Not that I have any information on Egypt other than like what I've read so far in my script.
It may give you an idea if you pass, but I won't say you'll be able to translate it.
I'm gonna blow 12 points of luck.
12 points?
Just because this seems important. Like, we're walking towards something and we can't read it.
I have a high language.
I tell you roll a language as well.
Okay.
Don't you have to specify what language when you make the? Because I had to specify, and so that's why I have.
It's English. It's English.
Yeah, it's not anything.
Yeah.
But Theodore, you sort of run your fingers over these hieroglyphs, and you definitely translate the word Amun. You can see running across, and there are sort of lists of names of pharaohs, ones that you've heard about, a fair few of them, and you see the word almost as if it pops out at you. Forgotten was, and again, it's one of it you recognize very well. It's the burial ritual. It's sort of, you can see Anubis on one side of the wall and a list, almost like his steps to follow.
Well, I think probably we are going to, if we keep going, disturb somebody's final resting place, but that's usually fine as long as we are respectful and don't move too many things around, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find some nice little pedestal where there's a missing tiny statue, and we can go with haste.
Are we in Amun? Is this the city?
I don't know. Perhaps this is nearby to Amun. This is a I don't know. This is either a moon or a place of priest activity, or it could also be a place of training on how to do. You know, this could be anything. The problem is that when you can only decipher a few words, you don't know.
And Theodore, as you keep looking, you see Aiden points something out to you and asks for your help to look at it. And it's another set of very sort of set apart, almost like a column of hieroglyphics. And you see reference to this staff again. And you're not getting words specifically, but it's more a gist of what it is. And it talks of a cult. An Egyptian cult. And Bo, on that extreme, you see two words mixed in with these hieroglyphics that shouldn't be there in English. Knock, knock.
I'm gonna knock on the wall where it says that.
And the rest of you see this. As you knock, Bo, the ground beneath your feet opens up and you disappear down a chute.
Ah!
And the rest of you see Bo drop.
Okay.
What?
So that's what I meant about touching and being respectful. And also, now I think that actually this might not be a moon, or still could be. I don't know. But we may have accidentally wandered into a place with a cult.
Professor, like he's sort of like, he's now like Aiden's lying down on the floor, sort of yelling down, just like, Bo! Bo! Like, and you can hear way above your head, Bo, this echo, but distant as you are sliding and dropping down this chute. You actually leave the chute, sort of the base of it briefly, as you drop so quickly.
Bo, your legs, they are broken or no?
Would you like to do anything in response to this, Bo?
I'm gonna try. How big is this chute? Is it like a laundry chute?
It's a bit bigger than that. It's a bit wider, but you can touch either side. You can touch either side.
Yeah, using the soles of my shoes in my hands, I'm just trying to like slow down or like catch onto anything.
Okay, could you please roll me either a sleight of hand or a straight up strength, depending on how you're doing this.
Ooh, definitely a strength. I'm a big boy. Do it.
Yeah, you can tell you have dropped a long, long way, but holding your hands out and your feet, like with your shoes, you can almost, some of you can hear that squeak of soul against stone. As Bo, you manage to hold yourself in the chute, and you can see slightly further ahead where the chute ends and drops.
Okay. I've stopped myself, but I'm closer to the end than the top. I don't know if I can climb back up.
Rope would be really handy right now, y'all.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Like, as Aiden starts freaking out.
What is the end?
I can't really tell from where I am, right?
I mean, you can try and shuffle there if you want.
Just very gently release a little pressure to inch my way a couple until I can tell what it is.
Okay. You can inch your way to the end, and you look down into darkness. But you can hear something down there, but you're not too sure what.
All right, I have no earthly idea what's down here. I need to get back up right now.
Edward, could you just shine the light down and see we can see how far down he is?
Yeah. And he hands it to Aiden. Here you go.
Okay. And he just sort of like leans down, not into the hole, but like leaning over the edge. He's just like, hold my feet, as he sort of looks at Edward.
Don't drop it. Oh.
I will hold his feet.
Points down, looking into this tunnel. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, you can hear each other, but you can't see each other. You see that light, Bo, as it sort of hits further up the tunnel.
Oh god. You guys are at least a couple stories above me. I can't move. I'm holding on.
I don't think even if we get all of the reins, we can go a couple of stories.
Hang on. So are we gonna have to climb down there?
No.
Well,
We've got the monkey, and monkeys are great at climbing, and the monkey can probably bring a rope down, or I don't know.
We don't have a rope, and he's only 3 pounds. Bo, I don't know if it's better if you just kind of like fall the rest of the way, and then maybe we'll find you again. I don't know, because we ain't got nothing to drop down.
Yeah, I'd love to let go, but seeing as how it's a dark pit that probably leads to hell, I'm not. I wouldn't expect you to do the same thing.
You can climb up.
Oh my god, these women. So he's gonna try and push against his back and like push against the wall in front of him and like.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make 5 strength checks to get back up this.
You're screwed.
Because of how high it is.
1
as you shuffle up and you keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can just about see Bo's head come around the corner, and Aiden, you see Aiden's light flashing, and he's like, "There you are! Okay, I can hold my feet. I can reach." Like, and
Give us
Aiden,
the light back.
Yeah. Aiden passes you the light, and he's like, "Okay, don't let go," and sort of leans down slightly to reach out for Bo's hands. And Edward, I need you to make a strength check to hold on to Aiden. Hold on to Aiden. As Bo, you see Aiden's fingertips sort of come through as he reaches out for you.
And I'm gonna give one last huh and reach for him.
Yeah, you feel his hand grab you by the wrists. He grabs both of them. And he's like, okay, pull.
Idris, help.
Yeah, can you all, who's gonna roll for the strength check?
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna hand Idris the flashlight.
Okay,
And reach
so Edward, I'm gonna get you to roll, but you can roll with advantage because you've got other people rolling with you.
Okay.
Extreme.
Yeah.
On an extreme, you sort of manage to hook your feet on one part of the back of the stone, and with the others helping you, you pull Aiden back up as he sort of muffles, scrapes along the floor, back up out of this tunnel, and Bo, you are back in this tunnel.
Oh, Jesus Christ! He is sweating bullets. Okay, I'm sorry. Temple, Lord, God, devil, wherever we are, I'm not touching a damn thing.
What did you touch?
There was something written on the wall.
I like
Something
look
that-
at it.
It was in that vision thing that I had in the desert. It was stupid. I shouldn't have. I just thought maybe I'd see someone if I did, but that was a mistake.
We all make mistakes. It's fine.
Was there anything down there besides nothing?
Nothing.
That's very creepy.
Yeah, thank you all for getting me back up here.
I'll say your family. You're stuck here just like us.
Yeah.
We should keep moving on.
Maria will look. So this hole, was it like a trap door? Like, is the floor still somewhere that's like visible?
Yeah. You can easily maneuver around this spot. It looks to be almost up against one side of the wall. We're bone knocked.
So I think maybe we should cover these. I'm not saying there was something down there, but it's I'm not saying there's nothing down there either. So it's maybe or see, we need to leave real fast and we forget there's a big hole in the floor. It's better to, you know.
Do you got anything to really cover it up with, though? That's solid?
I mean, we can try to move this wall back down.
Certainly try.
Could I just suggest that perhaps before anybody else touches anything, perhaps if you're going to touch something, make sure that you are also holding or like linked arms with somebody else or something, so that if you're going to fall, then they could grab you or something.
Or two people fall.
That's accurate. You are correct. I don't know why I'm even trying.
No, it's smart.
You are the.
It's smart, but I think we need to pick who is with you. We need the stronger with the not so strong.
All right. So we just need to move the stone down.
I see. I think it looks like it. I don't know though.
It's not a bad idea. We're probably gonna run back up, but God knows, like some 8-foot tall thing chasing us and throwing people around, and go right back down that hole.
The many fingers guy.
Oh, the mini thing. Yeah, they're like.
I'll try to move it, but could if it looks like something else is about to drop, grab my foot or something.
Maria would like just sort of grab Profe Teddy's like the back of his like vest. Okay, Teddy, you good?
All right, can I try to move the stone piece?
Yeah, you're gonna need to roll a strength
Okay.
check to do this.
How?
I don't even know how you managed that.
Do you have a reroll? Do you have?
I don't have a reroll. I already used it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we have a group reroll.
You can gift your rerolls to other people.
Well, we
if
did
you-
have the group one. Did anybody use it?
No
Not that I'm
one-
aware
no
of.
one has used it.
Is this worth the group reroll?
I was just like, please block them.
Okay. Try again.
Poor Profe Teddy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, on an extreme, describe what this looks like. As like Professor Theodore suddenly becomes.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to assume that it's surprising. And he will, he'll kind of unbutton two of his shirt buttons, roll up just a little bit, loosen the tie, and then push the thing over, and then rebutton and straighten up and.
Yeah,
like,
even
that's totally normal.
even like Aiden is stood there like slightly shocked by what you've just done. He's just like, and sort of leans in. It's like, I didn't know you could do that.
Wow. Yeah, Professor. I didn't know. Are books that heavy?
We need to get you in a boxing match, Theodore.
It's profe fuerte is what I think.
Boston has a rather thriving independent boxing scene, actually.
You live, you learn.
Well, I guess, do we carry on? And do we pair up like we said? Should we pair up with the... So if someone falls down a hole, the other person can catch them?
I'll go with them.
See, I think so. Aiden, breadstick boy, you're strong or no?
Not as strong as the professor, apparently.
Okay, so Profe Teddy, very strong. Bo, also very strong. Idris, we know wrestle. I don't know if he's strong or not.
I mean, I've wrestled like a hog before, but not so much like myself up a stone wall. I'm kind of like middle of the road.
Okay. Okay, I think maybe you and I we stick together, because you know way so much, and I sort of strong, you sort of strong is good. Teddy, Profe Fuerte, I think you stick with Eddie, since he's a little bigger. No offense, Eddie, maybe you're strong, but maybe no. Bo with breadstick boy. It's good. See?
Okay. And thank you, Stefan, for that reroll for absolutely everyone. Thank you. We need them, apparently.
Yes.
Roll 20 has been very evil today on all the games I've been in.
Except for that 5 strength rolls. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Perfect for
That's all our luck for the rest of the episode, probably.
That's all actors do if they're not in rehearsal, they're working out.
Yeah. And you all progress along this corridor. And this tunnel goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And you do have the light to keep it going. And I need you all to make a listen check for me, please. Okay. Edward, you're at the back. You're at the back, and you're used to being a keen listener. You're quite sneaky. You want to hear what's around you most of the time. And you hear drip, drip, drip of water. And for a pause, you hear it getting faster and faster.
Does anyone else hear that?
No.
What do you hear?
There's water somewhere, and it's dripping, it's moving, but it's getting faster.
And above you, Edward, like above the tunnel you're actually in, you hear drip, drip, and that water drops onto your face, just this droplet of water.
We should go faster.
Yes.
And I start pulling on Theodore, like, we need to go, let's go. We're going.
No, all right. We heard the man, and I start pushing Aiden a little bit.
Yeah, Aiden's like, oh, okay, I'm going. And behind you, all of you hear that gush of water. You hear it almost echo through tunnels, through the sort of tunnel that you've been coming down, and up from where you've come, as you walk quite away, you see part of the stone slide away, and this huge wave of water comes crashing into the side and almost filling up the tunnel completely as it starts sweeping down.
Run!
I was like, what? Yeah. Hold on tight to Charlie.
Charlie is like freaking out.
Oh, wow.
And you have this water close on your tail. I need you all to make, let's have a look. Oh god, there's so many things you could have here. Now, this hasn't got to you yet, so you are technically still running, so I'm going to get you to all roll a straight up dexterity.
Oh, that thing I'm real good at.
Super failed.
Okay, so
My roll went through. There we go. Oh, sorry.
that's okay. So
I have 3 rerolls, and I know Maria only has 1, so if she'd like, she can have one of my 3 to try again.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, but Bo failed too.
Yeah.
Bo,
up to
you
you.
gonna reroll? Or are you gonna stick with the fail?
I'm gonna hold on my reroll for another time. I have a very good swim, so that's why I'm.
Yeah, I really don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the reroll.
Yeah.
Oh.
oh
Yeah.
Thank you, Soggy Boy.
and you are tearing down this hallway, this corridor, as this water starts gushing behind you, and you can feel it. You can feel it sort of, the tunnel itself shaking as it rattles off the sides of this stone. And Bo, as Aiden trips and falls, you either trip over him or you can stop and try and help him up. But as you do, you both stand up and this wave hits you, this just sort of wall of water, and the rest of you see Bo and Aiden disappear underneath this water. I need you all to make another dex check, please, as you are tearing down this tunnel. Oh my god. How is Edward getting all the extremes on just like the
It's like that swim. It's like that swim check where I'm terrible at it, but I got that extreme.
I love that. I feel like this water is like your past water experiences have just put you off. So you're like, no.
Swim like IRL, so like.
And you all keep running as you can feel this water pooling around your feet as it starts gushing down this corridor. And Bo, I need you to make a swim check for me, please.
Okay. No.
You swirl around in this darkness, and by standing up, it sort of took you completely off guard. And this force, when it hit you, it forced you straight into Aiden and straight back down as you hit the floor with quite a large force as you start tumbling. through this water. I need you all to make another dex save for me as you can see the end of the corridor.
Me too?
No, you're all good at the moment. Well,
Yeah.
you're all good. You know.
Good.
Wow, you all rolled in the 90s. It's meant to be.
Charlie's safe, guys.
Oh, yeah, the moment of Charlie just getting Charlie out of there. All of you, apart from Idris, you see where Bo is sort of struggling to get out of this water as this is a wave you're trying to outrun, and you feel it catch up with you, and on each time it smacks and it hits hits each and every one of you, and you feel that sort of surge as that water wraps around you, sort of almost like an undercurrent as it swirls through this tunnel. And Idris, you turn and your team is gone. Your team is absolutely gone, and you can see an edge in sight, but it is an edge where this water is catching up.
Helps if you unmute yourself. So you said it's like an edge I can like pull myself up on, or?
No, it's an edge as in, whew, end of tunnel.
Oh, I thought I meant like an edge. Oh no, that's not the edge I wanted. And I go, and this is my only way out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, shit. So I'd like run over to, I know. And I see the edge and I keep running because I'm like, at least maybe I can like jump onto something, and I like get to the edge and quickly try to look.
Yeah, you get to the edge and you've got a split second to see there's some ridges around you on the other side of the wall. Otherwise, you see a huge drop below. It's too dark to see where everything is.
I like trying to throw myself against the ridge.
Okay, make me a dexterity check to fling yourself out of this tunnel and pressed up against the wall.
All right.
You slide out, open to the edge, and as you do, you grab, and the hand holding Charlie, a wave hits it as it comes all the way around and sends Charlie flying from your hand, rocking you off to the side as you panic, seeing Charlie fall as you tumble from this tunnel. And the rest of you, you are swirling in this dark water. Could you all make me a swim check, please?
Oh golly. How many points did I put in that? Not many.
Finally!
It's like Bo just backstrokes out of there. But no, you've got Theodore, Aiden, and Edward. You sort of crash together in this sort of knot of people as you sort of get your heads above the water, and without seeing it before it's too late, you send off in almost like this waterfall out of this tunnel and over the edge. And however, Bo and Maria, you too get your head above water just in time to see them disappear over this edge. But you can, like Idris, see these things on either side of the wall to try on the outside of the tunnel as you go off.
I just want to say, and this isn't like a cheaty thing, I did say the last person I handed that flashlight off to was Idris. And she didn't get in the water, so our flashlight might still be okay.
It should be okay.
Oh gosh.
Wherever Idris is right now.
Okay, let's try to grab onto that wall, I guess.
Yeah, roll me a dex check, please.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Same for you, Bo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you both grab hold of it slightly, but that power of the water, you can both feel your fingertips sort of loosening, and you have that split second where you can look at each other as you both fall. And all of you plunge into this depth of water. Almost this huge pool, this dark, dark pool of water. And it hits you quite hard, not enough to do damage or anything, but you feel it as you sort of recoil into this huge pool.
Is it too deep to stand in?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the walls in this room? Do we see walls in this room?
Yeah, you see walls. You are in a huge chamber. So if you're looking up, most of you are under the water at the moment, but you see almost like a distorted image through the water of this huge high-rise chamber.
Try to get to some sort of edge. Is there?
There's an edge.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And the water is no longer, it's not like gushing down. It's not like a force anymore. So I'll say you'll be able to swim pretty well.
Guns up for fun.
Yep. As you can swim, and you see this ledge, this huge ledge, where you can see is part of this sort of huge stone floor with these high-rise ceilings and walls.
I'm gonna pull myself out. Oh yeah, there's a ledge over here. Is everyone okay?
Do I have Charlie now? Because that determines my answer.
Charlie is not there. However, Theodore, as you rise, you feel these two little hands grip around your forehead as Charlie tries to cling to you, this very soggy monkey screaming atop of you, and really screaming like this monkey is not happy.
If I have a screaming, soggy, wet, rat-looking monkey on my head, I'm gonna start screaming too.
Aiden's like, it's okay, I've got it. And
Why I failed the swim check. I'm just like, I can't swim anymore. I'm just trying to get this thing off my head. I think it's a rat. Cursed mummy rat. This is bad.
Idris, you do see Theodore and Aiden. Theodore sort of fighting, not sure what he's fighting, and Aiden trying to pull Charlie off of Theodore whilst, like, treading water.
Charlie, come here. Come to mama. I'm gonna take him over to the ledge once I like heal him off anyone who's trying to attack himself. It's okay, and I put him on my head.
He's shivering. His little like body is shivering in this water, and he doesn't look happy as you plop him on the ledge as he sort of hunches over and just sits in a very unhappy state. And Aiden's like, Professor, are you okay? As he's like wiping all this just water out of his eyes.
That was a wet spider, something that was
Monkey, yeah.
really, really unpleasant. Yeah.
And like he looks up at the pool, looks into the pool you're all in, and he doesn't say it, but you can read on his face that that's the bit you found unpleasant. Okay, maybe we should get to the ledge. And he sort of almost holds out a hand or like an arm as he starts to swim.
Yes. Theodore is going to pull his handkerchief out of his pocket and start trying to dry himself off, but then it's wet. Everything's futile.
How about Bo and Edward? As you emerge from this water.
Edward stands there, sets his bag down, digs out the now wet cigarettes once more, and just squeezes the pack lightly and just looks as miserable as when he first fell in the water in episode 1.
That's my hope for this campaign, that Edward gets a dry cigarette at some point.
I thought it was going to be the Keep Edward Soggy 2019 campaign.
I wanted to quickly swim down for a little bit just to see how deep this thing is, if I can find a bottom.
Okay, roll me a swim just to see how far you can go.
Okay. Hey.
Okay, and then roll me a spot hidden check as well, please. Okay, you can't get very deep. It's almost like whatever that was, using all your strength to fight back against what has knackered you. But you managed to duck under this ledge and push yourself down a little bit. And you can see that this water is not just a pool, it seems to go right under the ledge and under the floor, and that there could be this waterfall effectively that's coming down now is sort of being drawn out underneath.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like the only way out, as in like the ledge has a huge archway in it as well, a square archway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna resurface and pull myself up onto the ledge and just say there's some kind of like system. I don't know if it's meant for this water or what the hell it's doing floating around a building, but it's going down into somewhere, so at least this room shouldn't be filling up anytime soon.
That's good.
I'm really tired of water.
Oh, are you, Edward?
There is quite a lot of it for us being in the desert, I think.
True.
All right. Well, we're not getting up the way we came, so
Oh.
into more darkness.
We should take stock for a moment. We're all wet. I have my bag. It's closed. Everything's still in it. Bo, do you still have it?
I'm patting my trousers to feel if I have the bust in my pants.
It is still there.
Yay.
Still on me.
Do I have... I know Charlie was in the bag, but he disappeared. Do I still have, like, my bag now that Charlie's out of it?
Yeah, your bag was attached to you, so if anything
Okay.
tumbled with it. Anything you had in there, but like small things that would fall out, you can see sort of drifting on the top of the water, like if it's paper or anything like that.
All right, I like kind of grab the few things that might be floating, and I'm like, well, if I mean, do I have the flashlight still? It was in my hand when I came down, so.
Yeah, you were
Oh,
holding
sure.
on to the flashlight. I'd say you were still holding on to it.
It's kind of wet, y'all. Like, tip it down to try to like shake out any water.
Well, we'll get back up. Or if we find any sand in here, just dump it in there or something.
If the flashlight's not working and we don't have the lighter, is there ambient light or is this all just like dim? We're trying to make out each other in.
There seems to be light coming from somewhere through the archway.
All right. Everyone have what they need?
See, I think so. Edward, you feel good for your gun again? Oh no.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my pocket knife because the gun is probably dripping wet. Oh my god.
Kind of shake the gun and
Yeah, you sort of tip it and the water just out of it.
I will actually, before we go, because I have extra ammo in my bag and it might hopefully be dry because it's in the sealed box, I will change the 9mm mag for a fresh one, so it should hopefully still work.
Yeah, you can do that.
I left my suitcase ostensibly with camels, so I'm gonna pat my pocket and see if I still have the pocket knife. My second borrowed pocket knife.
You have not lost this one. This one does seem to still be in your pocket.
Neat. Let's see, what else did I have? I had my tiny journal tucked in my vest pocket, and then I had like the academic journal that was in my hands with the borrowed pen, and I imagine I dropped all that because of the.
You can see
Failure
your book floating on the top of the water.
Okay. I'm gonna scramble to get the book.
You can sort of, you don't have to get back in the water, you can sort of lean and start hooking it, come towards you, and it is dripping wet. It's not run. You can still, well, the ink's run a little bit, but it's not unrecognizable.
I don't remember who I borrowed that pen from, but I apologize.
You hear Aiden. That's like, it's okay, Professor.
When we come with me to Cairo, I'll get you a nice pen.
I'm not taking anything from Egypt.
Aiden looks at you quite sort of suspicious or concerned. You're not too sure.
My brain didn't even go to thievery. Whoops.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he takes you to buy it, the person we're buying it from might not have paid for it. But he wouldn't necessarily steal it specifically.
Alright. Keep on trucking on? Is that what we're doing? Everyone got whatever they got ready? Because I don't know why there's a light down here, but I don't think they're supposed to be.
Gun at the ready and cocked.
And you see Charlie sort of stomping along the ground next to you as he sort of these wet footprints follow him. He doesn't look happy about it. But you can walk through this big square archway. Again, not necessarily so much hieroglyphics anymore, but images. Again, showing the ritual of mummification. You can see Anubis, you can see Ra, you can see a fair few gods. And you see a huge sort of painted image of a giant blue scarab pushing up the sun on one of the on the ceiling above you.
This one I like. It's a little pretty.
And the sun it's pushing up itself is shining gold. And there's that mild, not a reflection, but it definitely glints even in this very low light.
Like there's any place to put the statue.
There is no place to put the statue, but you can keep walking through this huge sort of corridor, and you see more and more paintings such as these as it slopes down, not a harsh slope, just a slope down into this huge dark room.
I would like to stop and admire this gold sun for a moment.
You may.
Is it one big thing? Is it small?
It's one big sun, but it does look to be put together from lots of small bits and bobs. That's why you would kind of think it's probably reflecting.
If he's assessing for thievery, I would like to think that maybe in one of those oblivious like movie moments, Theodore, since they're on their way walking, then Theodore would just come up next to him, not assuming anything with thievery, just to start making some conversation, which ruins his moment.
What, like, yes, do you know this is a scam? They used to do this, that, and the other.
Actually, I was going to say, so you mentioned boxing. Do you engage in a little bit of, pugilism?
Around the barracks, we would have fights sometimes, yeah, for cash or cigarettes.
Oh, that sounds very brutal.
Well, you not just gotta amuse yourself somehow in the military.
Yes, was it all right? I mean, were there rules? Did you just pummel each other?
Yeah. Normally, it was whoever tapped out first, or if they went unconscious.
Well, that's a bit different than we do it. But interesting. Yes, that's. This is pretty.
Yeah. There, we should catch up.
Yes, you're right.
And then he waits for Theodore to take a couple steps and then follows.
Aiden walks past you. It's nice, isn't it? And keeps following Theodore as you go. You step into this large room and you can see one single torch lit. The corner of the room. There looks to be, you can make out others on the wall that aren't lit, but this one is.
Oh, who do you think lit this?
I don't think I want to find out.
Well, I guess I'll like the other ones. I don't know about you. I can't see anything in here, and like, I'll like kind of like slowly walk over, scared certainly, to grab this torch and start trying to light the other ones.
Wait. We agreed.
Oh.
If anyone
Oh.
touches anything,
No touchy. You know what?
have a friend.
Oh my god, we have a buddy system. We actually have a buddy system and I'm living for
I
it.
know. Monkey lady grabs other lady.
Girls' night
I mean-
out.
Bo and I both have a lighter, don't we? Why don't, instead of touching the torch, why not just try and light it without moving it?
Does it still work?
I flick it a couple times until, it's probably Zippo, so flip open the top and... Does it eventually light?
It doesn't, but you can tell it probably will again. Just, it's still a bit soggy.
So we sit in the dark and we wait, or we take a chance with this one?
You do what you want. I just thought I'd offer a suggestion.
I would like to examine this torch. Very, very, very closely. Give me this torch's mother's name. I want to know everything about it.
Insight check the torch.
You're both staring at it awkwardly. You look at this torch, it's lit. It's got a wooden sort of handle, and you can see rags tied around the top. And this looks like normal fire to you.
Yes. Y'all, did you know that this is a torch?
Does it give off heat?
It does give off heat.
You have no trust anymore.
You've broken us. Any carvings on it? Any staff carvings? What about on the sconce? Is this normal?
It is a stick with material wrapped around the top, and it is lit on fire.
So, okay. Y'all, 1, 2, 3. I just like, whoo.
As you both reach out and grab it, a third hand grabs it.
No.
I hold on. This is our torch. Get up.
Oh. Who do I see this hand is attached to?
This third hand grips this torch. I need you both to make a sanity check, please.
Oh no.
I'd love to. I'd love to fail that.
If my roll 20 wants to work.
I believe in you.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay. So, Maria, please lose 2 sanity as you look over to your husband holding the other end of the torch. And he just says, I told you, they'll lead you into darkness. And he leans forward and blows the torch out. And that's where we'll leave Call of Cthulhu this week.
Mm.
Your husband's a jerk.
Your husband's such a dick.
I did sort of just, peace out after we'd been married a while.
So, everyone, I would love to hear your favorite bits in the Discord. That includes you, chat. I'd love to hear what you thought. However, please look at the chat as Scrat is about to put in all of the links and all the bits and bobs in there. We have some really awesome sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm. If you want a mug the size of my head, and also the size of Toolspool's bicep. So now we know that my head is the same size as his bicep.
Oh my God.
Head over there to that link. And our other wonderful sponsor is Mage Hand Press, whose campaign we use to run the Wild West campaign we have on the channel, I believe, on Thursdays. I could be very wrong about that, but yes. Other than that, we will see you next week for more Call of Cthulhu. Keep evoking emotions, and we'll see you then. Bye.